This is Neural Newscast.
The essential stories for Saturday, August 22nd.
The United States is preparing for what the administration calls an economic D-Day against Iran. Following the end of a 60-day peace talk window, the United States is vowing to implement a crushing economic operation designed to fully isolate Tehran from the global market.
Iran's foreign ministry has labeled the move a return to colonialism, warning that any nation participating in these sanctions will be considered an enemy. China has already rejected the United States' demand, stating that unilateral sanctions lack any basis in international law.
The tension is already disrupting energy logistics. Shipping through the Strait of Hormuz remains at just 20% of its pre-war average. While 103 vessels entered the waterway this week, most are using the Omani shipping channel to avoid potential Iranian interference.
These disruptions have pushed United States gasoline prices to a national average of $4.11 per gallon. Diplomats from Egypt and Oman continue to seek a revival of the June memorandum, though no formal talks are currently on the calendar.
In North America, trade relations have shifted significantly as Canada officially enters a trade war with the United States. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced he will match United States tariffs dollar for dollar starting September 8th, following the collapse of negotiations late Friday.
The dispute centers on new 50% United States duties on $20 billion of Canadian goods, including wine, dairy, and clothing. Carney told citizens that the United States asked for too much while offering too little, leading to the breakdown of a deeply integrated trading relationship.
In Europe, finance ministers are targeting energy profits. 6 nations, including Germany and Italy, have sent a joint letter to the EU presidency urging a bloc-wide windfall tax on oil companies seeing record margins during current supply shocks.
The ministers argue that energy firms are raising prices beyond the rise in crude, contributing to a global cost of living crisis. They want the levy added to the agenda for next month's meeting of finance chiefs in Dublin to return crisis profits to consumers.
In the American legal system, opening statements have begun in the murder trial of Dwayne "Keffy D. Davis. The former gang boss is accused in the 1996 killing of Tupac Shakur.
Attorneys for Luigi Mangione are also meeting with federal prosecutors today. Mangione is accused of the December murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The meeting follows his recent extradition to face charges.
Weather patterns are disrupting infrastructure across the East Coast. Tornadoes and powerful winds battered Long Island and parts of Delaware yesterday, knocking out power and causing significant damage in Atlantic Beach, though no serious injuries were reported.
In the West, wildfires in Spokane, Washington, have destroyed at least 860 buildings. Aerial footage shows entire neighborhoods reduced to their foundations, while a specialized team of former prison inmates, known as Arcadia 20, works on the front lines to contain the blazes.
Beyond Earth, NASA astronauts Anil Menon and Jessica Meir have completed a 6.5-hour spacewalk. They were installing mounting hardware for future solar arrays to increase the International Space Station's power capabilities.
SpaceX is also in the spotlight as the company prepares to unlock employee shares this Thursday. While this could mean a massive windfall for early staff, questions persist regarding the recent crash of a SpaceX rocket on the moon, as no images of the new crater have been released.
Finally, recovery efforts are underway for a national symbol in California. Jackie, the bald eagle famous for her Nest livestream, is in critical condition after a diagnosis of anemia. Veterinarians are monitoring her closely as fans worldwide follow her progress.
A sobering reminder of the environmental challenges wildlife face. Thomas, what are we keeping an eye on as we head into next week?
French President Emmanuel Macron and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman will meet in Paris starting Sunday. They are scheduled to discuss developing new trade routes and rail links that bypass the Strait of Hormuz to secure energy supplies for Europe.
We are also expecting the Canadian government to release specific details on their retaliatory tariffs. Prime Minister Carney indicated the list will cover steel and electronics, but the full scope of the dollar-for-dollar match will be clarified in the coming days.
And on Thursday, the financial world will be watching the unlocking of SpaceX shares. Analysts expect this could create significant liquidity for employees and may signal the company's next steps in private valuation or future mission funding.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, we'll be tracking the first reports from the Task Force on Energy Logistics meeting in Paris. That is the briefing for today.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Thomas Keene.
And I'm Isabel Moreno. Thanks for listening.
Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.